this was the problem. I put $5,000 into this business for 9 years. After 9 years, it is $3,500. And the problem is that what is my interest rate? Interest rate is equal to what? I said the general formula, and we have discussed it through the last 1.5 hours. We have said future value is equal to present value, and I like it because I am going to copy it down, multiplied by 1 plus interest rate, which I put it here, as I assume that is my interest rate, to the power of number of years, and I will lock it because I am going to copy it down. So all I did here, I just wrote down that formula, nothing else. F is equal to P times 1 plus I to the power of N. And I enter it. Then I know 5,000, if it is going to go down to 3,500, interest rate must be negative. So I enter here equal to negative 0.01. So I entered negative 0.01 and future value came out 4,500 and something. Then I will say, okay, so it is less than negative 0.1. I say negative 0.1 plus or minus negative 0.1. So that is negative 0.2. And then I copy it down to 5, 6, 7, and 10. Then I will go up and I copy this down. I copy it down. I come here. And I see that my interest rate must be between negative 3% and negative 4%. Why? Because at negative 3% it is more than 3,500 and negative 4% it is less than 3,500. Therefore it is there. But maybe negative 3 or negative 4 is not enough. Maybe I want more precision. So I come here. Instead of going down 0.01 by 0.01, I say it is equal to this minus 0.0. Instead of 0.01, I say 0.001. Enter, and then I copy it down. Then I go from 31 to 4, which is here. So now I have all the interest rates from negative 3.1% to negative 4%. And I realized that my interest rate should be between these two, because at 3.9% it is less than, it should be between these two. I apologize. Should be between these two, because at 3.8 negative it is more than 3,500, and 3.9 negative, it is less than 3,500. If you want more precision, then I come here, again delete these numbers, clear it, and then I say instead of going by negative 0.001, do it 0.001. And that is from 3.8 will go to 3.81. Then I will copy down, and I copy those numbers down too, and then I will find my interest rate with more precision. If I look at here up to now, I know that, oops, I should go even. I know that my interest rate is between these two, and now if you want more precision, you can add more. Okay, I'm going to stop recording here, and if you have questions, I can answer. And then we will go for the next recording. Question? Now I'm going to discuss data tables. This is my function. Future value is equal to present value times 1 plus interest rate to the power of n. I have the function, I have computed for 1x, correct? I have computed the function for negative 1%. Now, I come here, I type negative 0.01, negative 0.02, or I just say equal to this one, negative 0.01, to create negative 0.03, negative 0.04, and so on. Okay, so I created these numbers. Then I go at the right hand side and one cell to the north of this one, and it should be here and nowhere else. I say equal to the function that I have computed. Enter. Then I mark all the table, which is this part. I mark the table. I'll go to data. I say what if analysis data table. It tells me what is the X value you want to change it. Is it in a row of Excel sheet typed, or it is typed in a column of Excel sheet? I say it is typed in a column of Excel sheet. It says, what is it? I say it is this. Data. Then I click OK, and that is filled. Correct? Now I have my numbers, and I know my interest rate is between -3 and -4. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm going to use this MindTap example to teach a couple of financial functions, useful financial functions that we may observe them on a month-to-month or week-to-week or year-by-year basis. So our problem was this. We put down $5,000. We collect $3,500 after 9 years. I hope this doesn't happen to none of us. It is a very unfair investment. So I want to use internal rate of return function. In Excel financial functions, if you put money in, you show it by negative sign. If you collect money, you put it in positive sign. So at the end of year 0, we put $5,000 down. End of year 1, we don't get anything. We don't pay anything. The same as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In those years, we neither get any cash inflow or put down any cash outflow, but at the end of year 9, we collect $3,500. We want to know what is the average rate of return in this investment. On average, what percentage per year have we collected, or indeed in this case have we lost? So I go here, I type equal to internal rate of return. It tells me, give me the values. These are the values which I have, and it asks me, give me a guess for what the interest rate is. I say -1%. Just as a guess, it doesn't matter. And I enter it, and I get the answer to too many decimal points that your average rate of return was this much. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit more. Suppose we have put $5,000. In year 1, we have got $300, $400, $500, $500, $500, $500, $500, $400, $300, $200. Suppose this is the investment we have had. We want to know, first of all, how much this money worth today. Remember, $3,500 9 years from now is not $3,500 today. No one is willing to pay $3,500 today and get $3,500 9 years from now. And we just discussed how the present value of $3,500 9 years from now is computed. We just say 3,500 divided by 1 plus interest rate to the power of 9, and that would be the present value. For example, here, present value of this one is 3,500 divided by 1 plus our interest rate is 10% to the power of 9. Therefore, the value of $3,500 9 years from now is less than $1,500 today. Without going through those computations, we want to know what is the present value of this cash flow. The problem with Excel is this. The first piece of cash flow you give it to Excel, it assumes it is at the end of year 1. Therefore, I should match my situation such that the first piece which I enter is at the end of year 1. And at the end of year 1, I get this one. Therefore, what I will do, I will go here and type equal to net present value. Enter. It asks me, give me your numbers. I enter these numbers. It asks me, first, give me your interest rate. I enter this interest rate. And then it asks me, give me your numbers. And then I go and give these numbers. And as soon as I enter this, it will tell me this cash flow, which its summation was equal to summation of these numbers. Summation of these numbers without interest rate was 6,600, but its present value is under 4,000. This is the present value of what I have got. This is the present value of what I have put. If I add this positive value to this negative value, the net present value is negative. That means we have not made money in this business, right? 6,600 is much more than 5,000. Not much, but it's more than that. But its present value is less than that. Correct? Let me take this opportunity and say what is internal rate of return. Internal rate of return is a rate of return which makes present value equal to 0. Therefore, if instead of 10%, I put 20%, this goes up. Therefore, I should put 5%. With 5%, it is still negative. I should put 4%. With 4%, it is almost positive. With 4.5%, it is negative. 4.2% is something around 4.2, 4.3. Therefore, I can conclude that internal rate of return of this project is around 4.3. How can I confirm that? I will go here and I type internal rate of return, and then I mark everything. And it also asks for a guess. I say 10%. It really doesn't matter. It will compute it for me. This project has an internal rate of return of 4.289. Let me take this opportunity and also teach quickly 2 other Excel functions. All of us someday need a mortgage, right? We go over there, they give us some numbers. We really don't know from where those numbers come. Let me quickly compute it, right? Suppose PMT, payment. And in Excel, as I told you several times, you just need to remember a couple of things. Excel will help you to find the rest. I know it is payment, PMT, and it came up. It says, what is interest rate? Today, interest rates are 4%. So I type 4%. That is 4% per year. But we pay our mortgage monthly. Therefore, I should divide it by 12 to find interest rate per month. Usually, we get our mortgage on a 30-year basis. So it is 30 years, but because our discussion is on monthly basis, I should multiply it by 12. So the number of periods is 30 times 12, which is 360 months. And then it will ask me, how much loan do you want? $400,000. Okay. If that is the case, each month we should pay $1,909.66. The next question which comes up to mind of all of us is, out of these $1,900 which I pay, how much of it is principal? Then in that case, I type PPMT. PPMT, interest rate 4% over 12 months, number of periods. In the first period, I want to know how much principal I pay, number of periods 12 times 30, and initial loan $400,000. Therefore, oops, I made a mistake. 4%, 12 times 400,000. Hold on, please.
Can we see it again?
Yeah, I'm recording it. That's why I'm explaining fast. As soon as I'm finished, we will have time to go through them. 4% divided by 12, 12 times 30, $400,000. Therefore, out of that $1,900, $576 is principal. Okay, I'm going to go through one other way to solve this problem. We have put down $5,000. After 9 years, our money has gone down to $3,500. We want to use solver to find what was the average return of us over this 9 period. Indeed, its return was negative. So I'll come here and I use equal to future value formula. I know it is present value multiplied by 1 plus interest rate. Suppose this is interest rate to the power of number of years. That is my future value. For example, if the interest rate is negative 5%, the value is 3,100. The problem with Excel is this. I mean, not with Excel, with solver is this. Changing cells in solver need to be positive. But here I know if I'm going down from 5,000 to 3,500, interest rate should be negative. Therefore, I go on this variable, which is my changing cells, and I know it is negative. I go inside the formula and put a negative sign in front of it. And then I solve it for positive values, which they are negative in my formula. Whatever I get, I need to put a negative sign in front of it. I go to data, solver. I tell solver, this is my objective function, which I expect you not to minimum its value, not to maximum its value. Those situations we will discuss them later in this course, but in this specific situation, I want you to set it to a specific value, and that value is 3,500. So I can enter it, 3,500, and then we will tell solver that we want you to reach that by changing this number. And as I said, Excel does not accept negative numbers, so it has found it positive value because we changed the value of that negative value inside our equation to negative. Solver tells us your rate of return is 3.8856, but we know it is negative. And this is one other way of solving this problem. Thank you very much.